So Scott, we've got a lot of buzzy IPOs that are coming out today. We've got Skullcandy, we've got Zillow, both priced above the range. But you know, investors have to be careful because when you look at some of these companies, we have another Chinese internet company that's coming out this week, Xunlei. They're not all equal. And in fact, with the Chinese companies, we've seen many get delisted, many suspended, so you have to be very careful. So Zillow, this is a company a lot of people know. It's the real estate website, the third most visited real estate website on the web. They also do Yahoo's real estate page. Let's talk about your strategy with trading on IPOs.
Well, we've talked about this strategy so many times, and there's such a difference between trading an IPO the first day or two versus trying to get a pivot point to enter. So what I would say, using Zillow as an example, what you want to do is you want to watch the opening price. A lot of people are going to say it's a hot issue. A lot of people are going to say it's not. The price will tell you. So just say it priced above 20. And now it opens at, say, 21, pulls into 20. I am not interested trading that until it gets above 21. And then you put your stop at that 20 level, and then you see where it can go. And maybe it goes to 23, 24. But if it goes to, just say, 20, back to 21, and then starts to break below 20, it's off the radar. It's not a strong deal. There's not enough volume, and there's not a lot of opportunity for a trader. Okay, and as far as an investor, even if it is a hot scenario where it goes from 21 to 24 of the first 2 days, we've seen a lot of these, then sell off for the next 4 to 6 weeks, develop a pattern, and that's where you enter. So I want to show you some of the past IPOs, show you what happened the first day or so where there was opportunity, but then if you jumped in and got excited because of the headlines, because of people talking about it, how you probably wouldn't have stayed with it because you didn't have the right entry.
All right, so let's talk about RenRen because this one had a lot of buzz. It was considered the Chinese Facebook, and of course we've got a lot of buzz waiting for Facebook. So RenRen, let's go into that one.
Well, Ren, actually, the first day, people were so excited about it. It opened up, made an opening print, and then never looked back. So it actually was a little easier because it didn't like fake people out. If you look at the chart of Ren, you'll see what I'm talking about. This was that first day. Had a quick move up, couldn't hold it, went off the radar, and look at this move lower over the course of the 6 weeks. If you were an investor and you waited for your price pattern, you would have then had your entry right when it broke this descending channel, right in this lower area, which was the pivot around $8. You wouldn't have been sucked in at 18. And now, you know, as far as for an investor, there's another little pivot being put in here, a nice little triangle. I would say if you're not involved in Ren and you're looking for an investment, once it starts getting above $12, you know, it could resolve this range to the upside. So if you missed entry one around $8, I would watch this $12 level because my traders will be watching this for cash flow.
Let's go over Yandex. I actually like Yandex. I liked the metrics on it. I thought it looked pretty darn good. You know, it's the Google of Russia. So let's look at Yandex.
Yandex, different situation. It worked out well on IPO day. I believe it opened up around 33, went to 31, went above 33, and went almost as high as 40. So for cash flow as traders, it was exciting. Okay, but then it corrected also. I see a tradable pattern developing in Yandex. And if you take a look here, you will see, first of all, this was that first day, okay, which you can't see the intraday action. It was great. You know, but then look what happened afterwards. If you were an investor and you tried to get excited and you got in too early, you know, you got hurt. Here's that lower level, it broke above. So this was, you know, your first real pivot buy, and now I see another pivot developing right here. So at least you have a calculated pattern and you see institutional support. So if this were to start getting above 36, 37, this will be a good cash flow trade. This also could be your pivot entry if you believe in the story in Yandex for an investment, and at least you have a stop here around 34. So you have, you know, your entry, you have your risk, and then it could go back to new highs if this, you know, IPO or this company performs, because we've seen, you know, the most innovative companies come out in the past 10 years, and if they do perform, they turn into the biggest winners of tomorrow.
Right, and investors are really drawn to these names that they know, like LinkedIn, like Zillow, like Skullcandy. Oh, I know it, so I want to get into it. LinkedIn has been one of the best performing IPOs, but that doesn't necessarily mean you made money if you bought the stock.
Well, it's, again, pricing and timing. That first day was awesome in LinkedIn. I remember it well. You know, it opened up, went to like 94, came in, held around 91, and then went above 94 and went as high as 120. It was unbelievable. So actionable traders who know this type of strategy, they did really well. But if you chased it as an investment, this situation went all the way down to 60. So if you look at LinkedIn right here, you'll see, you know, what happened on that first day. This was a tradable day for professionals, and then ultimately it went all the way down to the bottom, developed a nice little descending channel. Okay, so if you would have waited, saw this pattern develop, you would have saved yourself a lot of pain. This was a nice entry. You know, if you got it, actually, I think Mark was all over this in the 60s. This was your 76 entry. You know, now it's back near the highs. It's going to have to put some work in. So I would say as long as this holds, you know, this area, maybe just say 90 to 96, you know, I would say if momentum traders are going to be looking to buy this above 110. If that's the case, you know, you could see these old highs. But right now, hard to enter here as an investor considering the move that it just had. I'd let it go sideways a little bit.